by miracle of sound. All right, and welcome back to the Shardbreaker podcast. This is our preview trailer for Tress of the Emerald Sea. I am Midnight, your host, and I am here with Darkness.
Hello.
And Mythic.
Hi.
All right. I've just lost my fucking...
Of course you did.
Before we get into it, I just want to let you guys know, so this was the first of Brandon's secret projects from over COVID. Just so you know that Sanderson was experimenting with different writing styles and genres during his secret project books. So Tress is written as if it's someone telling a story to other people in the Cosmere. So it's very inspired.
I said, ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so there's going to be like little narrator like inserts every so often of like, oh, your planet or like may not be like this. And so he's not talking to us, the reader. He's talking to the other people, like other in-world, like in-universe people. It is not specifically, Earth may not be like this, it's your planet isn't a planet in the Cosmere. It's not like this. So yeah, so this was inspired by the Princess Bride, which is a similar thing where it's supposed to be, the Princess Bride was also a, like, this grandpa telling his grandson a story type thing. So, and this book also has chapter titles, like Stormlight does. So this first chapter is called The Girl, because there's no prologue, so I'm reading chapter 1 to you guys. So yeah, here we go.
Interesting. You're gonna read us the first chapter of the book? Why don't we just read the whole book?
Alright, so The Girl. In the middle of the ocean, there was a girl who lived upon a rock. This was not an ocean like the one you have imagined, nor was the rock like the one you have imagined. The girl, however, might be as you imagined, assuming you imagined her as thoughtful, soft-spoken, and overly fond of collecting cups. Men often described the girl as having hair the color of wheat. Others called it the color of caramel, or occasionally the color of honey. The girl wondered why men so often used food to describe women's features. There was a hunger to such men that was best avoided. In her estimation, light brown was sufficiently descriptive, though the hue of her hair was not its most interesting trait. That would be her hair's unruliness. Each morning she heroically tamed it with the brush and comb, then muzzled it with a ribbon and a tight braid. Yet some strands always found a way to escape and would wave free in the wind, eagerly greeting everyone she passed. The girl had been given the unfortunate name of Glorf upon her birth. Don't judge, it was a family name. But her wild hair earned her the name everyone knew her by, Tress. That moniker was, in Tress's estimation, her most interesting feature. Tress had been raised to possess a certain inalienable pragmatism. Such is a common failing among those who live on dour, lifeless islands from which they can never leave. When you are greeted each day by a black stone landscape, it influences your perspective on life. The island was shaped rather like an old man's crooked finger, emerging from the ocean to point towards the horizon. It was made entirely of barren black saltstone, and was large enough to support a fair-sized town and a duke's mansion. Though locals called the island the Rock, its name on the maps was Diggin's Point. No one remembered who Diggin was anymore, but he had obviously been a clever fellow, for he'd left the rock as soon after naming it, and never returned. In the evenings, Tress would often sit on her family's porch and sip salty tea from one of her favorite cups, while looking out over the green ocean. Yes, I did say the ocean was green. Also, it was not wet. We're getting there. As the sun set, Tress would wonder about the people who visited the rock in their ships. Not that anyone in their right mind would deem the rock a tourist destination. The black saltstone was crumbly and got into everything. It also made the most kinds of agriculture impossible, eventually tainting any soil brought from off the island. The only food the island grew came from compost vats. While the rock did have important wells that brought up water from a deep aquifer, something that visiting ships required, the equipment that worked the salt mines belched a constant stream of black smoke into the air. In summary, the atmosphere was dismal, the ground wretched, and the views depressing. Oh, and have I mentioned the deadly spores? Diggin's Point lay near the verdant Lunagri. The term Lunagri, you should know, refers to the places where the 12 moons hang in the sky around Tress's planet, in oppressively low stationary orbits, big enough to fill a full third of the sky. One of the 12 is always visible, no matter where you travel, dominating your view like a wart on your eyeball. The locals worshipped those 12 moons as gods, which we can all agree is far more ridiculous than whatever it is you worship. However, it's easy to see where the superstition began, bearing in mind the spores, like colorful sand, and the moons that the moons dropped upon the land. They'd pour down from the lunagries, and the verdant lunagree was visible some 50 or 60 miles from the island. That was as close as you ever wanted to get to a lunagree, a great shimmering fountain of colorful motes, vibrant and exceedingly dangerous. The spores filled the world's oceans, creating vast seas not of water, but of alien dust. Ships sailed that dust like ships sail water here, and you should not find that so unusual. How many other planets have you visited? Perhaps they all sail oceans of pollen, and your home is the freakish one. The spores were only dangerous if you got them wet, which was rather a problem considering the number of wet things that leak from human bodies, even when they're healthy. The least bit of water would cause the spores to sprout explosively, and the results ranged from uncomfortable to deadly. Breathe in a burst of verdant spores, for example, and your saliva would send vines growing out of your mouth, or in more interesting cases, into your sinuses and out around your eyes. The spores could be rendered inert by two things, salt or silver. Hence the reason the locals of Diggins Point didn't terribly mind the salty taste of their water or food. They teach their children this ever so important rule, salt and silver halt the killer. An acceptable little poem if you're the sort of barbarian who enjoys slant rhymes. Regardless of the spores, the smoke, and the salt, one can perhaps see why the king who the Duke served needed a law requiring the population to remain on the rock. Oh, he gave reasons that involved important military phrases like essential personnel, strategic resupply, and friendly anchorage, but everyone knew the truth. The place was so inhospitable even the smog found it depressing. Ships visited periodically for repairs, to drop off waste for the compost vats, and to take on new water. But each strictly obeyed the king's rules. No locals were to be taken from Diggins Point. Ever. And so, Tress would sit on her steps in the evenings, watching ships sail away as a column of spores dropped from the lunagree, and the sun moved out from behind the moon and crept toward the horizon. She'd sip salty tea from a cup with horses painted on it, and she'd think, "There's a beauty to this, actually. I like it here, and I believe I shall be fine to remain here all my life." And we get this beautiful picture of Tress sitting on her porch with the giant green moon behind her. So, I've got some questions, obviously. First of all, what do you think about Tress's real name being Glorf? It is spelled like this.
It sounds like a terrible joke that her parents played on her.
It's a family name, okay?
Yeah, terrible joke.
Did you say Darkness?
I said it sounds like something Elsa named.
Also, so what do you think about these low-hanging 12 moons that dominate the planet?
They're just
a lot of moons.
They're giant spores.
So this is what someone has made of what the planet looks like.
Oh god, that shit is fucking... That's Rona.
So, there's the moons, and then there's the seas of different colored spores.
This is during coronavirus, right?
This was during COVID that he.
Yeah, I wonder why.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Writing about his reality.
Yeah, so yeah, what do you think about how this planet works, where it's got like these 12 moons that are all like stationarily locked to the planet because of how close they are, and they're filling the world with these like alien spores, which apparently, if that you get them wet, they will explode into various things. The green ones specifically exploding into vines.
Right. So like, does it spread, or does it just affect the ones that get wet?
I mean, we'll find out, but yeah, it basically just affects the spores that get wet.
Oh my god, that fucking they're moons, right?
Yep.
Yeah, those are gonna be interesting.
I love this planet. It's so cool.
Okay.
It's like my favorite planet.
Looks super cartoony.
What are those like gray areas?
I think those are the islands and stuff. That's land.
Okay.
So what's the rest of it? If that's land, what's the rest of it?
The spores.
It's the ocean.
Yeah, it's the spore oceans.
Oh god.
The deadly spore ocean.
Guys, it's time to play some raft.
Well, pretty much. Just don't get in the water at all, ever.
Yeah. But yeah, so what do you think about the fact that these spores come from the moons and just like fill the planet up?
It's crazy because like, what was before there? Like, what was there before? You know?
We don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah, when When we
I
get the
know
red
it's
one
not
wet and it turns into fire.
because if it was water, that shit would have exploded on contact.
You know?
What do you think the pink spores turned into?
Flowers.
Or is it something we've seen?
Oh god. With your little
Pink spores.
foreshadowing bullshit.
Who uses
Oh, here we
water
go.
to fuel their
Oh,
pink?
it's that one guy. That old guy. No,
Yes.
with the like mech suit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Twinsoul uses rosite spores.
Yeah.
So we know that the pink spores become crystals.
Wonderful.
So they all have different effects on contact with
Yes.
water.
Every color, yeah, because it specifies the green ones become vines, and so we know from Twinsoul
So-
that the pink ones become crystal. We don't know any of the other ones yet, though.
That's a
So
okay, so it's using up his water then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, so remember he dehydrates. Remember that's why he has a giant hydro flask.
Yeah, okay.
But he's connected to one of the Aether gods, so he's able to control it.
That man needs a fucking Gara gourd on his back, to be honest.
and are the Aether gods like common in this planet?
We'll find out.
Because like if
Yeah,
multiple people
that's
can
cool.
control their own sectors, you know, that'd be cool to see what abilities you get depending on where you're from.
I mean, I'd be waging war with other sectors, to be honest.
Yasi, you're gonna
Like,
see me down there with purple.
I'd be over there like trying to get my sector to expand.
I want to like grab these moons and move them.
How about we just destroy them, Darkness?
What if we merge them?
Ooh, even better. What if I taint them with my spore?
Oh god.
Yeah, just get all up in that moon.
Also,
How do
what do
they
you?
not mix?
So they mix, I believe, a little bit at the edges.
Edges.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like perfect.
So it basically
Pentagon?
talks about how like I think the spore ocean is higher just below the moon, and they kind of get lower because it's basically like a pyramidal like flow, kind of like an hourglass, right? Of like spores, like sand, and so like they kind of merge a little bit at the edges, but because like the high point is in the middle, they don't like fully merge.
So it's not like spherical like this.
No, it is. So you mean like the edges of the areas, the oceans? I think it's
That
mostly like, as
reminds me-
I said, like it's
Reminds me of Wayne being like,
the
the planet is sphere.
yeah. So the planet is
I thought
spherical,
it'd be a
but like
donut.
the actual spore ocean, I think, has a slight curve to it, like an
Edge.
hourglass. So like it has high points and I think low points. Because like Tress says specifically, you don't want to get too close to the lunagary, which is like the top point of the right below the moon.
Yeah, unless you're trying to taint it, and then you go over and you taint it and make everything purple, pink, or red, or orange, or blue, or green, or yellow.
Also, what do you think about only salt and silver being able to kill the spores? So like, that's why they're like little island safe because it's made of saltstone.
What is this? What are they? The spores? They're not vampiric. Yeah, vampiric or lycanthropic.
So we've seen
Or
other
Earth.
forms of investiture be like nullified by silver before, like on Threnody with the shades. So it seems that this is like obviously these spores are probably invested somehow, and so that's why silver kills them. But apparently salt also works.
I'm assuming the salt part is just because they're spores.
Hmm.
Yeah, possibly.
Also, what do you think about the fact that they're not allowed to leave their little island?
That's why I'd be starting a war.
They're stuck there apparently.
Just make yourself a bridge of investiture.
And it also makes sense that salt affects it, considering that it takes fire from water. Right?
It's like dehydrating the spores so much they can't exist anymore.
just
Well, from what I
create.
know, salt like actually affects like spores in general. So.
Does it? I don't know. I'm not very
Yeah.
science. I'm not good with science.
You're not good with science. Midnight.
Yeah, you'll see the salt be used to like control like fungal like
Oh,
forest,
interesting.
but yeah.
Also, my final question: what do you think the plot of this book is going to be?
Death. It's always
War.
death.
War.
War.
War never changes. War never changes.
I feel like this reminds me of a game where they try to like take over areas. So yeah, I agree. It is probably gonna be war between like sections and stuff.
All right. So, our chapters.
The whole book.
No, not the whole book.
Why not? Can't we just read a whole book once?
No. I mean, we kind of did with some of the short stories from Arcanum Unbounded.
No, those are stories. I want a whole book.
So we're doing
Read the whole
chapters
book, start
2
to
to
finish.
15 for
No,
next
read
week.
the whole book, start to finish.
I don't want to.
It's a
Too bad.
true. That's what true book clubs are. They read the whole book and then they come back and discuss.
So yeah, so we're reading chapters 2 to 15 next week.
How many chapters in this book?
64 plus the epilogue.
Okay, so I'm reading 2 to 64. Got it.
Nope, 2 to 15.
Got it. 2 to 64.
Yes, 2 to 15.
All right, I'm gonna come back. I have read the whole book. Got
Nope. All right, so thank you to our Patreons, Hubris, Calvin Dies in Book 3, Kyle, and Danny the Spoon Lord. We appreciate you very much. We know we promised Oathbringer next, but this book's pretty short.
We did?
And
We promised that? When did we
ki-
promise this?
We kind of mentioned that we were going to probably do Oathbringer next.
I don't remember promising anything.
We didn't fully promise. We said we were thinking of doing Oathbringer next. But this is a short book, and Mythic was very interested in the Spore Aether stuff, so it's only 5 episodes. I think it'll be a good, nice little book to do, and then we'll go back into Oathbringer after that.
Yeah, just come back in a month, and you'll be all good. We'll have everything. We'll be in the other book for you, and you'll be good.
All right, but yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.